Hoosier Barber Talk. Hoosier Barber Talk family.
Barber Kaine's faded shop.
Hoosier Barber Talk.
That's the intro. Okay.
Hey.
Episode 3, baby. We're back.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the guests that we have even more. If you wouldn't mind, give us a good introduction.
My name's Gabe Cupps. I play basketball from Ohio.
I love that.
Go.
That's beautiful.
I love that.
That is beautiful. Make it your ringtone, bro.
Or my ringtone. Maybe we'd have to switch it. Or that could be the intro.
I could see it as Trey's ringtone for sure.
Yeah. I'm getting a call. Gabe Cupps. I play basketball. I'm from Ohio.
The voicemail. No, that's fire.
Yeah.
So, Centerville, right? Ohio?
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in Centerville?
Pretty cool. I moved there in 3rd grade. Before that, I was a country boy in the middle of nowhere. Moved to the city in 3rd grade because my dad got the coaching job there. It was cool. Had some people, met some people that helped me along the way, so it was nice.
When did you really fall in love with the game, you'd say?
Ever since I can remember it. My dad was just a coach, and so I was in the gym all the time as practices and just wanted to eventually be on his team one day.
I mean, I think it's a pretty cool thing. I played for my dad, obviously not at the level you played for your dad at, but what was that like? What was the relationship like on and off the court with your dad? I know he probably means a lot to you, but let's just talk basketball for a second. What was that relationship like on the court? How did it help you?
Yeah, it was good. Just spending that much time with him was obviously great for our relationship, but just knowing how much he cared about the game and how much effort and time he put into it allowed me to really trust him with everything he had to say.
What do you think the best piece of advice that your dad ever gave you during your entire, to get to the point where you're at right now? What was the best piece of advice he gave you?
I wouldn't say like it was something that he told me. It's really just like how he lives his life, just super disciplined, super hardworking. It was something that I just kind of saw each and every day. And so, every kid wants to be like their dad. So I just was striving to be like him.
Yeah. Did you find yourself in almost like a different type of leadership role as like the coach's son on the team? Like you would try to kind of push people in the same way that he would, like just try to motivate people the way that you felt motivated by him? Yeah,
for sure. Going into my freshman year, my dad sat me down. He was like, you got to be really good because, like, the parents are going to be on me if you're not. Like, you got to be really good. It has to be obvious that you should be playing. And so I was like, all right. So that kind of pushed me to work even harder. And I think the biggest thing, like, from a leadership standpoint is that, like, nobody's outworking me, so they can't really question what I say to them. And, they can't think I'm doing it, just out to get them because they can see how much I care about the game, care about the team. Because at the end of the day, I'm just working to be able to win games. You brought up discipline, and I think that like through leadership, people have to see how disciplined you are. There's no way to gain respect better than being disciplined. People really, really respect when you're doing something that they feel like it's hard for them to do. So I brought this up to you earlier, and I think that it was super cool whenever you first got here. I was talking to Cliff Marshall when I was cutting Harrison's hair, and he was talking to me about a conversation that happened with Stump and you, and it was like, take the day off, everybody. Like, you guys are chilling. You guys been working hard. Like, there's no reason to be working right now. Like, take a day off. And you responded back in the most respectful way. It was like, no disrespect, coach, but I haven't taken a day off in 10 years. Like, I can't take a day off now. Like, I'm at least going to go in there and do something. So, like, that hard work, that shows like what you want out of it. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's going to help push everybody that you're around, no matter what team it is, no matter what level it is. They're always going to respect discipline. Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
The Mamba, just like the Mamba, baby.
Where'd you get that work ethic from?
I would say mostly from my dad. My whole family has worked really hard. I've seen, my grandparents, like my grandpa, my mom's dad, woke up every morning 5, 6 in the morning to milk the cows every day. Like, even though it's not with sports, like, I've just been surrounded with people that are routine, just like get up and work every single day.
Yeah, man, I mean, you got to surround. We always say this. You just surround yourself with good people. Someone you surrounded yourself with early on at an early age, LeBron James. I think we can quickly touch on that. That's just a beautiful relationship to develop. I'd love to just talk about it with you. Is there anything that LeBron James, as a mentor to you at such a young age in your career in basketball, just in life, is there anything that sticks out that he told you at such a young age?
Yeah, the biggest thing LeBron did for me was just instill confidence in me. He told me, like, nobody's going to give you things, so you just got to go and get it. So, I mean, coming from anybody else, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Coming from LeBron, you're like,
that's sick.
all right, yeah, I better be a little bit more confident myself. So, but that relationship is really what started, waking up before everybody and getting working. Like before that tryout for the Blue Chips in 5th grade, I came in before school and started working out, and then ever since then, I've worked out before school every day. So that's kind of when it all started, because I had no idea if I was going to be good enough, no idea if, I was good or not. I'd only played against people 10, 15 minutes away from me. So I was just trying to prepare as hard as I could right before that tryout.
In 5th grade?
Yeah.
That's sick. Dude, I don't know what I was doing in 5th grade, but it wasn't waking up early and playing basketball. I was probably waking up early and doing crayon drawings and playing Mario Kart Wii or something.
Well, and that's one of those things. When did you start playing like AAU ball? Was that 5th grade? Was that like your first tryout to go to an AAU team, or?
So I played on like a really small AAU team called Blue Collar Hoops that my dad put together in like 4th grade, I think. So the year before that, and my 4th grade, the end of my 4th grade school season, we played a team called the Dayton Swish, and the coach for the Swish somehow knew somebody from the Blue Chips, and that's like we played them in the championship. I had like 25, and the coach called the dude that kind of ran the Blue Chips and was like, "Hey, you should invite this kid to come try out." Wow. Dude calls my dad. It's like, "Hey, we really want Gabe to come try out." My dad was like, "Nah, we're all right." Called him back again. Like, hey, we really think Gabe should come try out for this team. My dad was like, okay, well, we'll send him, and even if he doesn't make it, it'll be good to play against other guys and see where he's at. And so I went, tried out, made the team.
And how long was it that you played like AAU with the Blue Chips, or even like, because I know you played all the way up until, what was it, your junior year with an AAU team? Yeah,
so it was 5th to the end of 7th grade, I think, or maybe 8th grade with the Blue Chips. And then that's when LeBron went to the Lakers, so Bronny was going to have to move schools, and at that time you had to be, in surrounding states to be on the same AAU team. So that's when that team kind of broke up after that.
Was that was the team with like Bronny and Mikey Williams and you?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a... I think it would be a beautiful thing if one day there comes a time either y'all are playing against each other, but to look back at that 5th grade ball that we have that film now, and then y'all are going to be hooping in the NBA one day, and it's just going to be such a cool thing to see. Yeah. And maybe LeBron's on the court with you too, right?
That's some time travel.
Yeah, we had like a little reunion maybe last summer or 2 summers ago. Yeah. Where like all the Blue Chip guys got back together. Obviously all of us couldn't make it, but we got the team back together and played in a little tournament.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's sweet.
So through going, everything that you've been able to get done up to this point, what did it feel like whenever like your social media started popping? Whenever you realized like you were creating a name for yourself?
Yeah, it was really, I had gained some social media following just playing with the Blue Chips and being surrounded by those guys, but it really took off when I did like the shooting competition against LeBron.
That video,
yeah.
Man. Take us back to that video.
When he grabbed the ball and went ahead and went with you. Well, like that was probably like a really good feeling just to.
Yeah, at that point, me and LeBron had like built a pretty good relationship, so we were just like talking trash a little bit back and forth, and so I was like, let's go have a shooting competition. So we both went out there. I mean, I was shooting from NBA.
Yeah,
Nobody talks about it,
What is he like? What's kind of the trash talk that he's delivering in that moment? Is he saying anything
He
back
was
to
just
you?
like, man, Cups, I got a switch I can turn on. I got a switch where I just don't miss.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'd probably take it from him on that one. What are you gonna say? No, you don't. Like,
Yeah, it turns out he does.
It turns out. No, that's like just to be able to experience that at a young age and then be able to carry on and maintain a relationship, you know what I'm saying? It says a lot about yourself as a human and who he sees in you. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I think is very commendable for yourself.
What is he saying like in the huddles? Because we see him, we see all the videos of him standing on the sideline being the big figure at all these games for Bronny and Bryce, but like what is he actually screaming and yelling in these games to you guys more specifically?
Yeah, I mean, he sounds like a real coach. Yeah. He's just like he's telling guys if they missed a rotation or where they should be, like he's saying real stuff. He's not just there to, look pretty in front of the cameras. Yeah. Like he's really trying to coach. So
I have a question. So coming from AAU and whatnot, when did you start getting recruited by like big programs like such as Indiana?
So we won the state championship my sophomore year of high school. I had no offers. Then after that season, I got my first offer from Xavier. And then I got a bunch of offers after that. And then before my junior season started, I committed. So, I really just had, that summer, sophomore to junior year, where I was getting recruited.
What made you really, look at Indiana and be like, this is where I want to go? I
mean, just the history and it being a basketball school was obviously super intriguing. And I feel like if you know, my background and how much I've been surrounded with the game and how much it just, my family is interwoven in basketball, Indiana is the same. It feels the same as my family did. So it just kind of felt very familiar, even though I'd never been here.
Hey.
I mean, even just doing the research I did on you, with your family and everything, dude, the work ethic, that's what stands out to me with you, and just the commitment to the game from your entire family. It's almost the perfect fit because Indiana, it brings that culture. So I'm very excited to see you play. And I don't know about y'all, but I'd love to talk a little bit about, what you all have been doing this summer and upcoming season. How is the adjustment from high school ball to now college ball? You get your first summer under your belt. How's that adjustment been?
It's been good. I've always been one to just try to constantly improve, and I think playing against guys that are really talented, really skilled, physical, quick, like X, every day in practice, I mean, it's something that you can't help but get better from every day. So it's been really good for me. And a lot of guys, I could see a lot of guys thinking of it as being super hard, but I just see it as a challenge and a way to get better. So in the end, it ends up being good.
I mean, Xavier's got to be challenging you out there. I think I saw a picture earlier in the summer of him guarding you, and I'm like, you couldn't ask for a better situation for you to be in, to have a guy, a veteran nature of Xavier Johnson, who just is a role model defensively. He's not only teaching you things defensively, but also probably toughen you up offense. You're probably getting buckets on him, aren't you, though? You think that one-on-one game against him?
Sometimes. I mean, there's days where he gets the best of me. There's days where I get the best of him. But, I think us going at each other as hard as we can every day, it's been good for both of us. But it's also, built up a good trust between the both of us that, we both just want the best for the team, and we're willing to play really hard and do whatever it takes to win. So I think we have a good relationship just because of how hard we compete, and we're going against each other every day.
100%. That's how you get better.
Yeah.
What is it? Metal or iron?
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, real.
No, I totally agree with that, and I bring it up a lot. Woodson coming from the NBA to college, I think it reminds me a lot of, from what I've seen in Woodson, what I've learned just in experiencing him myself. He is not as vocal, not as swagged out as prime, but the man that he is and the man that he's going to try to teach everybody to be, it's way more than basketball.
Yeah.
He wants to make sure that you understand life, and that's going to transfer onto the basketball court.
Yeah, I mean, he's made it a point, even when, through the recruiting process, that he cares about the person you are, the student you are, and then the basketball player you are. So
yeah,
I think he does a really good job of making you feel that. And, he doesn't just say it. Like, he meets with you and asks you how you're doing, even if it's not about basketball. So. And
I heard a story from one of the managers. He's graduated and gone now, but whenever I was first started cutting his hair, we were talking, and he was like, man, it was Woodson's first year being here. And he was like, I hadn't had one conversation with him. And I walk by, and his door's half open, and he see me. He's like, hey, come in here real quick. He said he walks in, scared to death, not knowing what the conversation is going to consist of. And he's like, talk to me about your life. What do you want to do after this? Where do you see yourself going? Like, just sitting down and really tried to learn about him as a human being. He said when he walked out, like, he had been afraid of Woodson because he hadn't had too many interactions and didn't know what to expect. But after having that, it was like Woodson was a father figure to him now. And anything he ever felt like he needed to ask, he would be able to just turn around and be like, yo, Woodson, this is how I'm feeling right now. And it was like, to hear that, it was cool to know that that's the impression that he wants to give.
Yeah, I saw one of those experiences last week. So I was walking into, like, my apartment, and here comes Woody's car, and he's dropping off, like, one of the freshman managers.
Yep.
Like, Woody could have easily told, like, just seeing that kid walking, just let him walk. It's a 5-minute walk. But, like, Woody picks him up, the head coach, and brings him back to the apartment. So that's the type of person he is, and that's the type of person you wanna play for and go to war for.
Oh yeah.
Is there one specific thing in the recruiting process that he said to you that stands out, or is there a specific message that stood out to you that made you want to come here?
I mean, first of all, when he offered me, it was on my birthday, and I remember it. I was walking out of my house to go to my grandparents' farm, and I, like, stopped in the middle of the yard. I was getting a phone call from him. It was on my birthday, and he called me and offered me. So, like, that kind of stuck in my mind.
Did he tell you happy birthday too?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He answered the phone call and started singing happy birthday. And then said he wanted to offer me. So, like,
Gabe, that is so wild because you can ask a lot of the guys on the team when it's their birthday, I'll FaceTime them and sing happy birthday to them on their birthday. So the fact that Woodson did that,
All right.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Another level of respect. That's awesome.
That is sweet.
Did he have a good voice?
Yeah.
Good singing voice?
Old-fashioned.
little jazz.
That's so awesome.
Jazz type of voice.
Maybe bass raspiness to it, no?
So who would you say, as far as the coaches throughout the recruiting process, other than Woodson, that you attached to or that you gained a good relationship with?
Yeah, I would say Walsh probably the most. We stayed in contact a lot, and that's kind of the guy who I talked to the most. And when I committed, I told him, like, my commitment was, like, kind of weird. So I was like, okay, I think I want to go here. And so we drove back home. We were just at a game, and I didn't tell the coaches. Drove back home, came back the next game they had, bought regular tickets and sat in the nosebleeds with my sister, and, like, just watched one more time, like, how the coaches, how the players, how everybody, like, interacted, and they didn't know I was there. And then I drove back home, drove back the next day, and right before I left my house, I called Walsh. I was like, hey, I'm going to take one more visit to Ohio State. And Walsh was like, oh, my God. He said he went and told Coach Woodson, he was like, man, Gabe's going to Ohio State. He's going to come in. And Walsh comes back up from their, like, lift or something that day, and I'm sitting in the office. And I didn't go to Ohio State. I didn't even take the visit. I just called him and told him I was going to take a visit. Drove there, sitting in his office when he came walking up.
That's tough.
I was like, you got good news for me? I was like, yeah.
That's so awesome.
Tough.
That's sweet.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And that was probably, like, that's a good feeling for him walking in there seeing you.
Yeah, because he like, it was kind of like his first kind of test with Woody, if he was going to be able to land recruits and stuff like that. And so I thought it was was good for him and, kind of relieved him.
So I saw you at a lot of the games last year. What game was it that kind of set it in stone for you that you did feel?
I don't know what game.
Because you came to the game.
That UNC game was pretty tough.
You came to the Rutgers game 2 years ago with Cohen, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that made me so mad the way that we lost that game. Hurt my heart.
But I came to so many games. I don't even know. The one last year was the Michigan State one was pretty sweet.
Trace is done.
Yeah. That was fire.
That was a pretty
we did a commercial for the shop, and we put that clip in there. Next level.
I'm gonna miss Trace so much,
level.
bro. I'm gonna miss him so much.
And no, I am too. But that's where it goes into. I love Trace. He was so athletic, so bouncy. I'm excited to see Khalil's athleticism. I'm excited to see the 30, 40 pounds that Malik put on, you know what I'm saying, over the year. Like, I know that we're missing a huge piece, but I think that Woodson he knows what he's doing in filling those voids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter what, Trace wasn't a 5, and he played our 5 for us. So Khalil being 7 foot tall, I think, is a much more fitting role in that position.
Yeah, and we've been missing out on big men for a while at Indiana.
Now we have one of the biggest, classes of people coming in.
Yeah. And Khalil's going to be great. It's going to be interesting to see how we play with a legitimate big man, especially after the Trace era. But hopefully it opens up a lot more guard play, because I think that's what I think I've seen Woodson talk about, that is trying to kind of develop the guard play more.
Getting Mac out there, he moves a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Miller, but that was we wanted him in the corner for the shot. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to spread everything out so that we could have Trace down low with less people. Now we have big men that will move around. You know what I'm saying? I think that's gonna change so many aspects of our game this year.
Yeah, and Khalil can step out.
Can
and
shoot.
He can shoot. Jeez.
We got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things now.
Yeah, we'll be able to stretch the floor so much more with him out there. Just the three. I mean, he can shoot the three, like actually shoot the three. It's going to be awesome to see. I think we're going to be, I think we're going to be good this year. I don't expect any bad seasons, losing seasons, especially from a recruiting class like this.
Yeah.
Has there been kind of like there's always the welcome to the NBA moments. Has there been a welcome to Indiana moment, maybe in practice with one of the older guys?
For me, I don't know. Probably. I mean, there's a lot that you could. Yeah. I mean, technically say that it could be, but I mean, me and X get into some stuff. Like, just because we're both so competitive, we go back and forth sometimes. So it gets pretty physical and intense.
It's good. There's no way you can get
good
better.
for you.
It's
yeah.
good. Hell yeah. And X is an intense player. I mean, and he's also just a crazy athlete. I mean, you have to keep up with that guy. You can't get worse if he's coming at you for real.
Yeah. And it's really good too, because like after it, we're cool. Like, we go at each other, and then right after practice, we're back.
And that's the biggest thing. We had a couple of the soccer guys on the other day, and they said the exact same thing. We get out here and we compete when we're on the field. We're here to make each other better. But then when we get off, there's no grudges. There's no ill feelings toward the fact that we were out here working each other to death. Like, that's what I'm here for. Like, I'm supposed to make you better. So being able to have that relationship and know that between each other is going to do nothing but grow,
Sure.
Are there any players that you played against a lot of players in AAU around the world. Are there any players, defenders more specifically, that you're like, yeah, they were good defenders? Who are your favorite players to play against, and who are the toughest players you've played against?
I mean, if you include X in that, I mean, I can't think of anybody that's a better defender and, so fast and strong offensively. I mean, it's really hard to keep him in front of you. So, I mean, it's been really good for me, but, I can't think of many people that are above him on that list.
Yeah.
If you could only have one meal, like your last meal, whether, you got to, never eat food again, basically, what would you eat? Like a full meal.
Like a death row meal.
So I would start it off, glass of chocolate milk.
Strong.
He was raised right.
Side of bacon, grandma's biscuits and gravy.
Hell yeah.
Such a good answer.
That's a great
bro.
answer. That is a great answer. I had biscuits and gravy today. Shout out Runcible.
Ooh,
Fire.
did you listen?
Fire.
He only did it right if he got an over medium egg on top.
Over easy. And I had
That's
4
fine, that's
over easy
fine.
eggs on the side.
I love that.
On the
Oh,
side.
you gotta mix it with the gravy next time.
I'm good.
Let me put you on to something.
That's nasty.
It's nasty.
That's
Have you ever
nasty.
tried it?
No.
Would you ever try it?
I mean, just eat the egg. The egg. The way you're properly, in my opinion, the way you're properly supposed to eat eggs is just like eating the whole egg. You know what I mean? Like you just get the over easy egg, put it on your fork, and then just like swallow
Slurp it down?
Yeah, like slurp it down. Just
This is we take the break and then things take a
Yeah,
turn.
like-
You know? Like,
it's just more lighthearted,
I-
fluffy content. You know,
I tasted yolk mixed with the
Oh,
gravy
yeah.
for the first time.
like raw.
No. I mean, over easy, over medium. You know what I mean? Just a little runny.
Yeah.
You mix that up with a nice Runcible biscuit and some Runcible gravy. Just try it one day.
It's nasty, bro.
Bro.
Have you ever had raw
What?
eggs? Have you ever
Comment
done
in
the
the
raw
bottom.
egg
Let me
thing?
know what
No.
you think.
You
Is that
haven't?
nasty?
I think Miller was doing like the raw eggs and stuff.
he
I
definitely
did
He
it
was
for a
eating
while.
the eggshells.
No,
He-
way.
dude, he was eating-
You eat the shell, bro?
Yes, he said it's packed
How?
full. The most protein is not in the yolk; it's in the shell.
All right.
That's cap, bro. Stop lying. Man's
I
just-
was about to say something to help
he was
myself
eating like
back.
raw, but he's big into like the raw liver and all that stuff. I got a homie who does that. He's kind of weird.
Trey,
I
I'm
did
not
the
gonna
raw
lie, baby.
eggs. I did the
You're
raw
not
eggs.
the most normal guy.
I am. What do you mean?
joking.
I'm the most normal, upstanding, just regular guy.
Ugh.
You know what I mean? No, but I messed with the raw eggs for a while. 4 raw eggs, just drink them in the morning. You got to wash it down with some Tabasco sauce.
What were you doing it for?
Get big. Have you not seen the type of physical beast I am, bro? Come on. It's also good for you. It's
all
good
right.
for your health.
What's like the apple cider
Vinegar?
vinegar? I don't know if it's
Yeah, yeah,
vinegar,
yeah.
but
No,
it's like it tastes terrible, but it's like supposed to be really good for you.
So I do know. I don't know exactly what it's for, but I do know a lot of people that do it, and they attest that after doing it for X amount of time, like it helps with their metabolism.
I
Like,
thought
it
it
helps-
helps with like your joints. And
Ooh, I
stuff
don't know
like
about that. I know a lot of people that lost weight
I
from
don't
doing
know
it.
if it's apple cider vinegar, but I remember like it tasted terrible, and me and my dad took like you would take like a shot of it,
Every morning.
yeah, and it was
Nasty.
terrible, but
I'd
it
never
was
heard of
supposed
that.
to help your joints and stuff.
That's probably stuff LeBron's doing. I heard he'd be doing
gotta
all
be doing
types-
something.
The cryogenics, the whole thing, bro.
Listen, did you? I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but he went and practiced at a high school not that long ago, and then he like surprised the high school. They had everybody in the auditorium.
Oh my God, he had his.
They opened the curtains and he had 2 ice packs on his knees.
Bro, it's the
way.
most LeBron thing I've ever
No
seen.
way. Yes, the whole crowd started going crazy, and you could. It's so natural to him. He didn't know that he had ice packs on his knees still. He was just out there with them. The whole crowd started screaming, "I love you, Bron!" Hey, it went like huge uproar of people. People quieted down for a second. You heard one guy scream out like, "I love you, Bron!" And then the crowd just went up in flames again.
What? All right. Speaking of LeBron, you played a lot of basketball with his son Bronny. What's it like to play with Bronny? What's your favorite thing about playing with Bronny?
I would say his passing. I mean, he like even in like 5th and 6th grade, like he would make some passes or like some moves, and you'd be like, well, that's not like a normal 5th or 6th grader pass or move. Like it was just, he'd tell you it's just like a little bit different than everybody else with how he was moving.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that came from watching his dad at such a young age at a high level?
Yeah,
That he kind
probably.
of just naturally picked up on some crazy stuff?
Yeah, I mean, if he's at LeBron's games, you know, he's also
Yeah.
seeing like Kyrie and
Yeah.
like, other dudes like that, and then
Well, even training camps and stuff like that, the amount of people that LeBron's played with and him just being able to be in the facilities.
yeah,
Are they feeding those boys differently over there? You know,
I think they don't even have to. I mean,
They're just
LeBron's
built
genes-
different.
LeBron's genes
genetic,
are a
like-
little crazy.
What do you think about and I didn't think about this really until just now. He went to USC and now they're in the Big Ten.
I know.
Bro,
but they're
don't
not
get me
coming,
started
They're
on
not
that.
coming until next year.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
word on the
I don't
street
know
is
if
that
Bronny
boy
will
is
still
going to be
there.
in the NBA.
Ooh.
He's a one and done.
Bro, I mean, you know, I know it's LeBron's son. Somebody would probably just pick him up for the marketing aspect. You know how many Bronny freaking jerseys you would sell? You know, if I was LeBron James' son and I was playing college basketball, they would draft me. So that, you know, and I'm not saying that he's sad, but I'm saying, like, for sure he is going to get drafted simply because the NBA, it's a business. And at a certain point, if you're going to bring someone in that will, you know, immediately give you 1 million eyes in an hour or in 10 minutes, in 10 seconds, you know, people are going to choose to do that over, like, I don't know, some guy who's not LeBron James' son.
Yeah. But, I mean, you got to think, too, like, Bronny's good, too, and, like, his potential is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Even
guys make investments
yeah.
all the time on potential. And, you know, Bronny, I would say, like, he's tapped into most of that potential now. Like, he's really good.
Yeah.
Do you think that if he were to be in that draft class and declare next year, do you think he's kind of right up next to the rest of those guys in that draft class? You think he's just about as good, if not better, than most of those guys?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it was weird because some people, like, you know, some people would put Bronny, like, really high in the rankings, and then some people would, like, put him really low just to, like, show they're not, like, favoring him.
Yeah.
But, like, he's better than those
Half
guys.
those people
if you take everything else out of the
Don't mistake
equation.
it. That boy can play. He
Like,
can
100%.
jump.
Yeah. So that always kind of, like, it was weird to me. Like, some people, like, just the opposite. Like, they would, like, underrate him because they didn't want to get, like, trashed for, like, overhyping him.
It's
But,
like Larry Bird. People love to hate on Larry Bird and say he wasn't a great player. That he would be, he would be a plumber nowadays. You know, this type of shit because he wasn't fast and couldn't do a 360 dunk.
Listen, I love the people on TikTok that go back and find these highlights and create these highlight reels and then come out and they show, because I wasn't around to watch Larry out here passing dimes, but some of these guys have gone out and made TikToks. You look some of these up. Dude, Larry was a phenomenal player, made some outstanding plays that I think we don't see majority of the guys making nowadays, even if it was like crazy passes between people's legs, like over his back. Like, he was doing some pretty off-the-wall things for the age that they were in.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In order for him to stick out the way that he did, I think that obviously he was a great player, but it was more than just his shot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, he had a mind for the game.
He went to Indiana State and single-handedly beat everybody in the country. You know what I mean?
No, the man was insane. And
yeah.
I don't respect the Larry Bird slander. We're Larry
Absolutely.
Bird
Me
fans.
either.
This is
I
Indiana.
didn't even get to see him play at all other than highlights, but, like, you can't.
He
you
lives
can't
just
argue
around
with
here.
that.
He lives about 30 minutes from here in Brown County.
Out in Brown County.
Indiana
It's
boy.
Funny. He's got a huge acreage. When you pull onto the yard or into the lot, takes you all the way back to this huge house, and then he has like a 4-car garage that's just as big as the house. The first bay of it is just filled with mowers, and he has his own mowing crew that mows his acreage for him.
It's crazy.
I want to get that contract. I wouldn't even be doing the podcast anymore.
Literally.
You'd have to catch me on the Bird Ranch or whatever they call it.
Are there any players in the league now that you would compare yourself to? You think?
I don't know. I mean,
You can shoot. You can shoot. So Steph Curry.
I don't know. That's the best shooter
What are
you
you
could
trying to
think
get this
of.
guy to do?
But I mean, I watched like a lot of like Steve Nash, but he's not in the league anymore. Like
that.
as far as NBA wise, like I could see myself being like a TJ McConnell, like but more aggressive offensively.
Yeah.
Just like a role guy that's gonna, help teams win. But obviously everybody's gonna try to be like the superstar player. But I mean, TJ McConnell's still in the NBA. Like that's been my dream. So whatever it takes to get there, that's what I'm gonna have to do. So if that's filling a role, helping a team win,
Yeah. Everybody fills a role.
takes, yeah.
And I think that's a powerful thing to know about your, like, knowing what your role is and doing it to perfection, or as close to that as you can get.
What is your role on this team? If that's a crazy question to ask, are you more the kick and pop, or are you trying to find your own shot with the ball, or?
Yeah, I would say like I'm a a tone setter, and then like just a guy that creates, whether that's for other guys or for myself, like just creating shots offensively, and then like just gonna pressure the ball, guard, play really hard, dive on loose balls, take charges, box out, like do everything that I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I'd love to see you get the green light, shooting.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do, even off the bench. Sometimes, when tomorrow would come in, they just say, "Hey, let's go out there and get shots." Get the three, and I think you could excel even just going out and getting the green light for however long and just just shooting.
I think the the energy that I get from you just talking to you and stuff, knowing how hard of a worker you are, I could see the same type of energy that we see from Galloway when he gets out there, that nonstop balls to the wall, in your face, like that's what I see you bringing whenever you get onto the court, that constant resilience in their face. Like, they're not going to want you to guard them. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I think you're going to learn so much from X in the way that he played in Pitt before, so he was down south where you do see these guys picking you up from under the basket. You know what I'm saying? They're right there at the full court pressure until you get to half court, then they fall into their defense. And I think that we see that with Galloway, and I think that that's something that you'll bring to the table a lot.
For sure.
The hustle.
We
need guys that jump on the ground,
Literally.
like old school, just like Larry did. Just put your body on the line, get out there, just hustle. Because, hey, I mean, it's worked for Trey. I remember watching him his freshman year and going, my goodness, this guy is just. He's not really scoring, he's not really assisting, but every single time he touches the ball, he's doing something right. You just hustle.
He's the impact guy, right?
Yeah.
If you can impact guy, if you can keep whoever you're guarding more tired, they're not going to be able to play a role. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Their game's not going to be up to par like it usually is.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'd love to hear your. Now, this is kind of not Indiana, but give me your all-time starting five NBA lineup if you could make the greatest starting five ever.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you go Magic, Jordan, Larry, Bron, Shaq.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, I could see that. Why Shaq over Kareem?
Dominant.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro.
you got four guys that can shoot it.
Yeah, you don't need another guy.
You're not using like a traditional power forward. You put LeBron in there, have Larry at the three. Everybody can shoot it, and then you just have Shaq.
That's fair. That's a good.
That was a great answer, especially since you threw Larry Bird in
I'm
there.
not gonna lie, he fired it off too.
Yeah,
And, that might be something he wrote down before.
I feel like it changes every time, just because there's so many good guys. But
Yeah.
Well, not just that, for you to be, as young as you are, and LeBron's the only person from this generation that you really put in there. I think that just says a lot about your basketball IQ.
My dad has me brainwashed.
So
Get that old head out of here.
You're a vintage guy. I noticed that you do shop with Trey pretty often.
I do.
What got you into like vintage clothing or just like that type of style instead of going out and spending quite a bit of money on some clothes here and there?
Yeah, I don't really know how people spend that much money on clothes. I mean
that NIL.
Even then, like if you have bread, like why are you just like spending it like that, especially on clothes? I don't really.
I agree.
I
agree. It's for a certain type of person.
Well, no,
The
I have a story.
Stuff. I think that's sweet.
I have a story.
Story time, but
Goodness.
So I remember when I found Gabe's. I forget who hit who up, but I remember we had a brief conversation, whether it was about clothes or welcome to the program. It was, what was that? It was at least a year ago, around then. And, we got in contact, and your sister wanted stuff, so I was sending you guys stuff, and I remember, bro, I saw one of my competitors, and he took a picture with you, and I was like, man, what the heck, bro? And then it turned out that the homie, one of my competitor guys, it was like chilling outside of the assembly hall, and I thought I got set up. I thought I was like, man, I lost my guy. But he was just like chilling out there, like popping the trunk. I thought that was funny, bro.
his heart was broken.
I was
For
like, yo.
about 6 hours, Trey didn't know what to do with life.
It was like what is that Drake song? Cups of the Rose. I was like, fuck. I can't send him any heaters anymore.
And listen, that was literally like Drake's heartbreak area. He was going through something.
Man, but no, I'd love to hook you guys up, the whole family. You guys came through on to the shop on Kirkland. I really appreciate that, man.
Sir.
For real.
Yeah, I appreciate.
And you don't have to buy the clothes. Don't put this in the video. You don't have to buy the clothes. It's fine.
I'm not even
He
gonna.
said, just let me take you on a date. Like,
No,
He's not.
Hey, yo, come
he
on,
ain't
bro.
the blonde girl
It's
that
not
wants
like-
to crew neck. You know what I'm saying, bro? There's something
not
about
like
Trey
that.
with the
I know
basketball
you
guys.
be giving
there's-
deals to a lot of people.
Exposed. He's just got exposed.
yeah, bro. You know,
Something about them basketball boys.
it's not about the money, guys. It's about the girls and the pictures with the basketball players.
it's about the internet, mother.
It's about the internet. It's about clout. No. But you guys, I've always been for the program. Just love IU basketball.
We talk a lot of shit to Trey about him literally being IU's mascot. You know, the guy that you see down there introducing the games at halftime. Like, if she goes into the middle and touches this thing, she's going to win $500.
I would kill that.
I
would kill
Yeah,
that.
he
that.
would be a good MC for
A
that.
little pinstripe suit.
Yeah.
Maybe curl the mustache.
Yeah, grow it out a little bit.
Fresh Barber Kaine
Fresh
cut.
Barber Kaine cut. Some buffs. Maybe some Cartiers. Some
Oh
Cartier
my
frames. Some
gosh.
red Cartier frames. I
The
can do that, baby.
way that I think Assembly especially would kind of roar with him coming. They don't know it's a surprise to him, but he just gets the mic and walks out there to introduce the game. Hoosier! I think the crowd would go wild.
Well, I walk out there
feel
like Ray Lewis.
So many people know you.
Yeah.
Like one way or another. Like
Even if they haven't met him, they've seen or
yeah,
heard.
they've seen you.
Bro's
somewhere.
presence is found at Indiana.
Bro,
you know what
I'm telling you, if they had me out there at Assembly, I'd walk out like Ray Lewis did. I'd be on some crazy shit. Well, I'd be. They wouldn't let me back. Oh, I have another good story. Sorry, I'm on a roll here.
Let's go. Buckle up.
COVID, all right? Lockdown, 2020. Basketball season. We're still playing. There's no bubble. There's just no audience, right? And I was given the opportunity to go to a COVID game with my roommate, Sam Crawford. Shout out Sam. So nobody's there other than family, right? Or friends and family, with my exception. And you were all wearing masks. We're going to a COVID game. And nobody was cheering. It was us versus Illinois. So it was like a big game. Like this is like a serious rival, guys that have beaten us before. And Sam and I were like, can we yell and scream and like, so we started just chirping at everybody, yelling at them. Nobody else was talking in the entire assembly hall. We were like the only people in there. People are shooting free throws. We're yelling, we're screaming. And we thought we were going to go to another COVID game that year, but we didn't get the invite back. But a great memory from, just to be able to be in there and see it empty.
Well, even like in the high school COVID games, like you can talk trash on the court. Like the refs could hear everything.
Yeah.
Like, it was
It's
just
so
quiet.
weird. It's such a great part of the game. Talking crap is like the best part of the game for someone like me because I'm not going to score, so...
I was
He
wearing
said,
a
if I can talk
mask.
some shit and keep you from scoring, hey, I did play my role.
I was wearing a mask during high school basketball, bro. That COVID. Did you have to deal with that like
Yeah,
the
it
last
was-
2 years?
It was
or
the end of my freshman year.
Yeah.
Going into my sophomore year was like that COVID time.
Someone's calling Hoosier A1 vintage.
No, that's the 15 minutes.
I wanna give a shout out to the COVID
Hold on,
era.
he needs finish the story of the COVID era.
That's it.
Oh well,
It was freshman to sophomore year. It was weird.
Sucked.
it was ass.
It was like playing with a lie.
Rivalry
It's like-
games were like.
It was
I'm
just
from
dead,
Connecticut,
like,
bro. They didn't fuck with COVID
they
over
didn't
there,
have any energy.
bro. I was wearing masks and two
Yeah,
parents
we
each,
never
bro.
wore masks like in the actual game. We had to wear masks like on the bench.
Yeah,
But even then, that was
crazy
Jeez.
world.
Shout out the COVID era though. That's I was working a job and I was going to barbering school. And I remember it was March 18th. We got a phone call saying, "Yo, the restaurant's shut down. You can't come serve today." So then school turned to all online. So then somebody was teaching me on a Zoom class how to cut women's hair and do pedicures and shit. So I changed school from being part-time so that I could work to pay my bills and stuff, and I just did Zoom all day long and got it done quicker so I could get my license.
So you were in the pandemic. You weren't in the pandemic. You were in the bandemic.
Hey, I was rocking out. That's when it really came to like being shut in. You have no choice but to do whatever it is you haven't been doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
you
So there was no
love.
excuse for me to not get my schoolwork done, get the stuff that like I can't make money now. So in order for me to do something, like I need to cut hair.
Yeah.
I need to hurry up and get this done so that I can legally cut hair and make some money off of it.
Yeah, during COVID, I was probably just like eating Cheetos and like playing like Lego Star Wars.
That's when the stash first started growing.
Dude, the stash
thinking a lot.
has been legit, baby. The
You can
stash-
see it. It's definitely
Oh,
legit.
It's there. It's there. No, I did this. I started doing the stash because I was going to go to Europe last summer, and I wanted to fit in. I didn't want him to look at me like this guy.
He walked in here before he went to Europe and was like, I buzzed my shit down. I just need you to fade it. Just clean my shit up.
He's right. I was looking right.
he looked like Jack, but with a
Nah,
hairline.
bro,
but
stop
with a
playing.
hairline.
I barely got
Without
a
the
headline
M,
now,
bro.
You got me
Without
stressed out.
the M. He was
Podcast-
not sponsoring McDonald's for anything.
Bro, no free shout outs
that's
on
a-
this
a
podcast,
Maybach-
bro. We
Maybach
are faded.
sponsorship.
We're faded, not
That's
McDonald's,
right.
bro.
That's fair.
If you need any faded products, I need a fade.com. You can book any cut with any barber in the shop. We have so many products for you to choose from, colognes as well. Feel free, take a look.
Nice ad read you just did there, just
Hey, thank you.
smoothly with
Thank you.
no
Sponsored by
plan.
Faded
Thanks,
Barbershop.
thanks for the assist.
Got you, bro. Don't you
Real
worry
loud.
about it. Even though I can't use it, but you know,
Hey, one day,
it'll come and go.
we'll have some regrowth serum. Yeah.
some vitamins and shit.
Some biotin.
I gotta take the hair off my legs and eat out the hairline.
Turkey.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll be
telling
straight,
you.
What
bro.
about him?
Probably a $1,500 flight there and back. $5,000 treatment
In Turkey?
in Turkey. That's what I'm saying. Fly out
It's
to
got to
Turkey.
be in Turkey though.
That's just where it's cheapest. You can go to Hair Loss, Indianapolis.
I mean, at that point,
or
if
you
it's
just-
the cheapest over there, wouldn't you just rather do it here for more expensive so you don't have to pay for the flight?
Yeah,
Or
bro.
you
Why
could
am I
just nut
flying
up.
to Turkey, bro?
You can
Or
just
is
nut
it
up and
that
go
much
bald.
cheaper?
How about that?
It's that much
It's that much
I
cheaper.
don't
It's
wanna
like
go
You could just
bald.
it's
nut
like
up and
it's
go
like an
bald.
average
Get the
cost of like
cul-de-sac.
10 to 12 here, but
Yeah.
you can get over there and get it done for like a complete 65 round trip.
But can't you just take the vitamins and then it'll grow back? Or is
I mean,
this?
You
You
might
can-
as well just go bald.
I was
at
gonna
this
say,
point, I'm
Yeah.
fucked, bro.
Just
Cul-de-sac
go
it.
bald.
It's good. You go bald
It'll be-
eventually.
It'll
Whether
be
you do it when you're
weird for
alive
like
or when you go to
it'll be
when you
weird for like
die.
2 weeks.
You got to get over the stage of understanding this shit's gone.
no, what you
There's
got to
no
get
saving
over is understanding that you're going to have to literally shave it every morning when you brush your teeth. Otherwise, the stubble's going to look weird.
Oh hell no.
Ah.
At this point, I give up. I give up, bro.
No,
All right, we got to wrap it up.
listen, super grateful for tonight.
Yeah, man.
Gabe, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Gabe.
The good energy that you brought, man. We want to wish you nothing but the best of luck the rest of your career, especially while you're here in Indiana and we get to enjoy your energy. So thank you, dude.
Thank you,
Appreciate
brother.
you guys.
Appreciate you.
Good luck, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It's wrapped up.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. That was a blast.